Good morning. It's Friday where I am, but it might not be Friday where you are. So I'm looking forward to the weekend, and I'm kicking it off with a cup of cinnamon roll coffee from Cinnabon in a K-cup and some almond milk creamer and a cup from Biscuits and Buns on Banks in New Orleans. So this is brought to you by Cinnabon Coffee and Biscuits and Buns on Banks, I guess, although they are not sponsors. I just love them. And I needed more coffee today because it's a busy, busy day. So let me get on this topic today. And the topic is the top 10 mystery writers that I want to read this year. It is another dark and dreary day here. The lights are on, and this is how dark it is in my corner of the world. Cloudy, cold today. Lovely day to read if you're not working, but I am. So it's not going to happen today. Top 10 mystery writers I want to read in 2019. My goal is to read more mysteries in this year, and I have got it. I've got a stack. I'm ready to go. So here's the first one, in no particular order of when I will read them. Robert Galbraith. This is the first in this series written by actually J.K. Rowling. Robert Galbraith, if you didn't know, I think everyone knows, is her pen name for this series, and this came out a couple of years ago. I think it came out in 2014, maybe 2013. So it's pretty old. I just recently ordered it, but it's one I've been curious about and never read, and so it's a time to take a look. So this is a detective, private investigator named Cormoran Strike. He is injured and he's trying to scrape by as a private investigator, and a man walks into his office and says that his sister fell to her death some time ago and it was ruled as a suicide, and he believes that she was murdered. So he hires Cormoran to investigate. I'm going to just give it a shot. I've never I loved Harry Potter, very different, obviously. I loved Casual Vacancy, very different, although a murder mystery. Well, not a murder mystery, a death, and a mystery around some other things. But no, that was not a murder mystery. He died of natural causes. But anyway, I loved A Casual Vacancy, and so I'm going to give this a shot. There's no question J.K. Rowling is a great writer, so I have high hopes. The next one on my list is the Grantchester Mysteries by James Runcie. This is a series on PBS, Grantchester, about a priest who is an investigator of murder in the community that he lives in. So I love British murder mystery shows, but I haven't seen this one yet. I wanted to read the books first before I take a look. This first one I did a chapter try, and I liked it enough that I went and got this one too from Thrift Books. So they're pretty easy to access online. I love these covers, and they're kind of that velvety style of cover material, so that's always nice. This first one, ironically, is about the priest is the detective, and a woman comes into his she speaks to him after a funeral in which a man is dead because of suicide, ruled a suicide, and she comes to the priest and says she knows it's not a suicide because she has some rather intimate details of why he would not have killed himself. So she asks him to take a look and investigate. I loved the first chapter, so I'm definitely excited. And these covers, just the art, the cover art. Haven't had enough coffee. The cover art is just lovely. So I'm really excited about those. That may be the first one I take a look at since I just recently tried the chapter try. Let's see, Caroline Graham. Also an adaptation, a mini-series adaptation, Midsummer Murders, adapted the Chief Inspector Barnaby series that Caroline Graham's been writing for quite a while. She's pretty prolific. There's a number of them. A lot of people like the books better than the series and vice versa. I've seen the series. I've been a fan for a long time, never read them. I've seen the episode that this book was based on. or the book came first, the episode came later. So the episode that was based on this book I've seen, so I kind of know what's going to happen, but that's okay. I do want to just see what her style of writing is, and if I love it, there's a ton of them that I can read, and there's actually a ton of Midsummer Murders episodes I haven't seen, so that'll keep me busy for a really long time either way. The next one on my list is Sid Moore. This one was recommended to me by the Big-Haired Bookworm. Her YouTube channel is fantastic. She's fun and light. I think I've mentioned her before. Nevertheless, this is the Essex Witch Museum mystery. So if you tell me that there's a mystery about witches and a museum in England, I'm in. And so this one came out in 2017, so it's newer. And lovely cover. I love this. Kind of a New Orleans voodoo-esque cover. And this is about Rosie Strange, who inherits a witch museum in Essex, and because her aunt dies or someone dies in her family, and she becomes embroiled in a centuries-old mystery where the secrets of the past come with her own real and all too present danger as a strange magic threatens to envelop them all. Okay, I'll take a look. Yes, thank you. Yes, please. All right, Elizabeth Peters. I took a look at Elizabeth Peters a few years ago. I read the first one in her Amelia Peabody mystery series. I liked it. It didn't go on. I meant to go on, just didn't. And so I got a couple at the book fair over the years and thought, oh, I'll take a look, and haven't. So they've been sitting on my shelf for a bit. So, you know, this is also the year that I'm going to get some stuff off my shelf and read it and not get caught up by some shiny objects in the new. You know, I can read both. I can read new releases and not so new releases. This came out in 1969. So maybe the old, well, not the oldest. No. Now that I think about it, this is not the oldest that I'm going to read, but it's close. Elizabeth Peters. Take a look. The next one is Carlos Ruiz, Zafon. The Shadow of the Wind. I picked this up a while ago. I read this much, and when I say a while ago, I could probably tell you when I picked this up because there's something in here which always tells me, oh, a hotel folio from 2014. So I bet you that's when I took this with me on a trip and didn't finish it. I didn't finish it, though, not because it wasn't good. I think I was in a reading slump in 2014. So anyway, it's a Gothic mystery, but written in, it was probably written in 2004, 2005. It's the series of the Cemetery of Forgotten Books. This is the first in the series. My daughter loved it. My cousin's daughter loved it. A lot of people love it. It has really great reviews. I just think I was in a place where I wasn't in the mood. I wasn't able to consistently take a look. So this is the year I'm going to take a look at that and decide if I want to go on to more of his books as well. This is the oldest in the pile, The House on the Strand by Daphne DuMaurier. When old books have a smell that new books will never have. Let me just say. So Daphne DuMaurier, Rebecca, is one of my favorites all time of hers. I reread it frequently, actually. This was also copyrighted in 1969. So she and Elizabeth Peters are tied for the oldest books in my stack. This one came from a book fair as well. I want to read this one, but I think I have read this one before, so it may be a reread for me. I'll let you know when I get into it, but I feel like I may have, or at least started it when I was young. And then also want to read Jamaica Inn. And there's another one of hers I want to take a look at. She's written, Frenchman's Creek. So there's a couple that I wouldn't mind reading. And, of course, she's written quite a few, too, so I can always stay connected to her and for a long, long time because there's several of them. But, oh, my gosh, deckle-edged pages, nice, older hardcover book. No jacket is fine with me. It just needs to be loved in whatever way it comes to me. The next one on my list is Laura Lippman. I read What the Dead Know last year. She has a lot of books too. I liked What the Dead Know. I liked it enough to take another look this year. So I'm going to pick one. I'm going to look at the reviews. I'm going to look at some of the ones that my friends have read, what they say about it. That's not always an indicator of whether or not I'll like a book, but it's often a good chance that I will. So I have friends that read a lot of similar things to me, and we have similar tastes. So that's how I'll choose which one. Anthony Horowitz is the next on my list, and I am planning to read the Magpie Murders this year. I'm very specific about that one as well. I'm going to take a look at the Magpie Murders. I loved The Word is Murder. I loved it enough to take another look, but this one, Magpie Murders, I think will be different, but we'll see. I really don't know a whole lot about it except that it has that Holmes-Watson character development, and yeah, I mean, a modern day take on Sherlock Holmes would be a dream too. And then finally, Louise Penny. I have taken an audiobook from the library of hers and didn't finish it. I don't drive a lot, so I just didn't get it done before it was due back, and somebody else had a hold on it. A lot of hers have a hold on them, but I actually have one on my Kindle. I think most of hers are set in Canada, and she has an inspector, I think he is Inspector Gamache, maybe, is her detective. Armand Gamache, yes. So my cousin loves her. My cousin's daughter loves her. A lot of people I know love Louise Penny, and she's in high demand at the library, at least on ebook form or audiobook form. So that's why I ended up downloading this one. I thought I'd give it a try. I don't think you have to read them in order. That's the one nice thing about mysteries. You don't always have to read them in order, but some of them it's nice if you can. And so I tried to do that if possible. And if not, that's, okay too. I'll catch up. They usually give you a little bit of back history, so you're not, if there's something you need to know, the author will generally tell you. Okay, so that's it. I'll leave a list in the description below of all of these authors. If you've read some of these, or if you have authors you'd like to try this year, just comment and let me know. I would love to hear from you. I appreciate the comments, the likes, the shares, the subscriptions. Keep it up. Makes me happy. Makes me feel like this is exciting for you, hopefully, and enjoyable for you as it is for me. And as always, happy reading. Bye.